These right here are one of the most interesting looking Foamposites to me, and we've seen some really interesting ones, but these by far the most interesting that I've seen so far. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Nike Air Foamposite 1 in what is being dubbed the Psychic Blue colorway. The box is a standard Nike Foamposite box, so it's just a blacked out sportswear looking box, but it's much more firmer than the normal sportswear boxes. Kind of similar to a Jordan 1 box, but not as flimsy. These guys right here I was able to grab from Kicks Crew. It looks like they have like new tags and stuff and new logos, so that's pretty cool. Now, as for the shoe itself, it's definitely one of the more interesting looks, especially when we're comparing them to other previous Foamposite releases that have looked like this. So I'm not talking about the graphic versions, I'm just talking about the tonal ones. Obviously the ones that have graphics on them have gotten pretty crazy over the years, but the tonal looks have always kind of looked fairly similar to one another. Obviously they would change certain things like the materials along the eye stay or whatever, but nothing too crazy. This one though just looks, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the outsole. Maybe it's because the outsole is damn near the same color as the upper. It just makes the shoe look super weird in a good way. They're like really pretty. They look like ice.
Word to your mother.
I don't know if this colorway has any significance to Penny Hardaway. I tried looking up information. I can't really find anything right now. Hopefully Sneakers lets us know something soon, but as of right now, they're not even listed on there. Looking at the outsole, it looks amazing per usual. We've got full-length herringbone on there. It's accented in solid rubber, letting you guys know exactly what's on there versus the rest of everything. So that is translucent. You got the Nike Penny logo down there. It looks fantastic per usual. The carbon fiber shank plate is there. It's black like it typically is. It's not just a normal torsion plate either. It's a spring plate as well as a midfoot plate. So it's a really interesting looking plate in comparison to what you would see in something like, say, the Air Jordan 11. Despite them being similar in like performance aspects, minus this thing right here. This is for containment, even though it's not really needed because the Foamposite material has you covered anyways. You know, rumor has it that Foamposite Pros are going to be coming back soon too. I'm excited for those. Those are the ones with the swoosh on them, man. The upper on these guys is what's being dubbed as Psychic Blue. It's such a weird look to it. Like I tried to take a picture, I already deleted it, but like it looked hella weird. It didn't even look like this. It looked like it was almost like an off-white. So I don't know how to quite explain this other than they just look like ice or something like that. They're not icy, they're just awesome. It's such a different blue, especially if you compare them to a previous Foamposite 1 release that was kind of similar. It was the University Blue. That one, like you might be thinking like, oh yeah, I already got those, I don't need these, which might be true. This is just totally different. This is nowhere near in the same realm as the way that those look. Those looked almost like an alternate Foamposite Royal, you know what I mean? Which were gorgeous. But these are just a different look altogether. These just look so good. Now the eye stay is typically synthetic nubuck. Sometimes it's synthetic leather. I don't know what the this is this time. This feels like velvet. Like it's the weirdest look. It's got a very interesting sheen. I doubt that it's gonna show well on camera, like the way that I'm like trying to describe it and everything like that. This is one of those shoes that you gotta like see in person to actually like see and feel what I'm trying to describe. Like all the way back to the back liner right here. It's a weird material. Like what the hell is this? It's got a really neat look to it. I really like it. I don't know how it's going to age. I know that the synthetic nubucks tend to crack and flake over time. So I don't know if this will do that, but all I'm saying is that I like it a lot. And before I forget, this is the insole. It's nothing spectacular, but I wouldn't say that it's a piece of shit. I would say that it works really well with the Foamposite itself and the way that it's built and constructed. If you did want to take it out, you could, and you could swap it out for anything else that you'd like. In terms of cushion, the shoe is double lasted, so you're not going to see the midsole. It is housed inside there, but also inside is a full-length Zoom Air unit, and then in the heel, there's an additional Zoom Air unit embedded underneath. So these things are crazy comfortable, especially once broken in. I would say that they're along the lines of an Air Jordan 12. They're just a little bit stiffer to start, and those are already pretty stiff. One little nitpick is that typically this baby swoosh down here, I would prefer it to be in an accented color so you could really see it, but I kind of like the muted look. It really lets that Psychic Blue pop. It's fucking gorgeous. This is such a nice shoe. This might be like my favorite new Foamposite colorway. Now the tongue is an internal booty. Technically it's an internal booty sleeve. It is made out of mesh like it typically is, and much like the baby swoosh, the Penny logo on the tongue is pretty muted out. So while it's not completely blacked out, it's really hard to see. Again, I think it looks great, even though I love that logo, so I wouldn't have minded if it was in this blue colorway. That would be pretty too. It is on the back though, I gotta say, and all the signature series logos that there ever have been, like the Penny, it's gotta be like, what, top 3? Maybe top 2? Maybe the first one. I don't know. You guys let me know. What is the best signature athlete logo that you have ever seen? The tongue and rear pull tab still feature the pinstripes per usual, and again, they look awesome. And as far as sizing is concerned, I personally go true to size with Foamposites. I think that they fit perfect, especially once you start to break them in. The Foamposite material is meant to mold around your foot shape. This right here is poured polyurethane. It's not leather. It's not, well, I mean, it is synthetic, but like it's not a synthetic material like leather or textile or anything like that. The poured polyurethane is really interesting. It's really weird. The more that you wear it, the more heat that gets in there, the more moisture, the more it conforms to your personal foot shape, giving you a one-to-one custom-like fit, which is what they were intended to do. So the more that you wear these, the better they get. These are so fucking pretty. I love this toe shape, even though it's not the original Foamposite toe shape. They tweaked the shape of the shoe. I think I like these more than the originals. Squidward. So weird to say that, I know. I just think that they look sleeker. Now, with all of that being said, what is today's user-submitted question of the day?
Something else for you to geek out on.
Like nerd
Megazords.
Oh, okay.
Which one is your favorite?
Oh, the original, by far. Does that count like the Dragon Sword and all that stuff? Or is that a separate thing?
It's your question.
Because they all combined. Can we go by series?
Sure.
Like see, the original, well, it depends on where you're watching. If you're wearing, or not wearing, but if you're watching in Japan, obviously this wasn't in sequential order. But if you're an American viewer like myself, Mighty Morphin was our first series. I just think that that's the best Megazord, you know what I mean? And not just that, the series itself has the best Zords. Like you had not just the original 5 Zords, but the Dragon Zord is goated. And then if you count, even though, again, technically, nerd alert! What? It shouldn't count because it was a completely different series in the Sentai stuff, but the Tiger Zord, fucking awesome. They had the Thunder Zords, those were great too. Those are actually probably my second favorite. We're still sticking, in my mind, in Mighty Morphin, so we haven't moved on to like Zeo. Zeo, the Zords there were weird, and they crammed in so many Sentai series into that where there was the Shogun Zords, there were the Ninjas, or no, Ninja Zords were in Mighty Morphin too, because that was after the movie. I love the Ninja Zords also. I would say that the original, still for whatever reason, anytime I see that, it just like brings me like good feelings, you know what I mean? Do you know, you don't know enough about, okay. Oh, fine.
I know.
Mighty Morphin?
Yeah.
All right.
And then, yeah, even with the stuff that Eric watched, I know more about their blasters and whatnot, more so than...
What was that series? Dino Fury? Or Dino Thunder? Dino Charge. It was Dino Charge, that's right. Whoa, like that with the gun and So yeah, they had some dope ass Zords too. The pirate ship Zord was weird. I will say that that series, the second part of it was sick when they got the powers of all Rangers. And so like they'd be mid-fight and all of a sudden they'd be like a Zeo Ranger or a Turbo Ranger or whatever. And I'd be like, dude, this is sick, you know what I mean? But like the show itself was ass. To top it off with the weird Zords, the weirdest by far belongs to one of the coolest Ranger suits of all time, the Zeo Gold Ranger. Guess what his Zord was? Just guess, wild guess. Think of anything. You could be right.
So it could be an object?
Yes. I know, sounds ridiculous.
An egg beater.
That's the most random fucking object of all time. Why an egg beater?
You said.
Okay, I will say, you were kind of close. It's a fucking pyramid.
Okay.
Why? How does a pyramid even do anything? And when it rolled in, you were like, like the hell is that? It's a giant triangle. Weirdest Zord by far, in my opinion at least. But what about you guys? Sound off below. Let us know. What is the best Power Ranger Megazord? And on top of that, what is the weirdest / worst? I swear, if anybody can top Pyramidas, it's bad. It's a triangle. And also, sound off below and let us know what you think about these guys right here. The Psychic Blue Foamposite ones. I think these are gorgeous. This is just such a weird, like they looked so weird online that I was not sure if I was gonna like them, but the more that I look at them, they're just so fucking pretty. These are awesome. But yeah, sound off below. Let us know what you think about them. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for allowing me to nerd out for a second, because I haven't thought about a Megazord, even though I see them right over there, because I have like the giant pops and stuff like that. But it's just there to make me happy. But to be able to actually talk about it, that's pretty cool. But thank you guys so much for everything. We will catch y'all in the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.